Hey guys, Scott Sinclair here with Sinclair Fishing. So today we're going to go over the FG knot. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube, but I have a technique for doing it that I think is a lot easier than some of the other ones you see online, and I'm going to share that with you. We'll see what you think. Here we go. All right, here we go. We're going to do an FG knot. I'm going to show you a really cool, simple trick for doing it that may give you more confidence in doing it more often. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this braid around my pinky finger. And forgive me, I'm kind of doing this while looking through the camera, so this is a little weird. But I'm going to wrap it around several times so I've got some good tension. And I have all these fingers free to do what I need to do. Now with my fluoro, I'll take just 2 wraps around my middle and ring finger. It's a big enough loop where it doesn't really impact the fluoro, but it helps the fluoro from sliding as I'm doing all these wraps. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay the fluoro across the front of the braid, and we're going to do a series of wraps. 1 down and 1 up. And we're essentially going to create a Chinese finger. And when I do a wrap, it's what it's going to look like. And then I'm using my finger to hold it in place while I do the top. Okay. We're going to do 20 of these wraps. I'm going to make a few more. Then I'm going to show you what it looks like. Just as I'm going up and down. And I'm trying to pull the fluoro nice and tight. And that's the key to making the knot look really good. All right, I just want to break in here because I don't know if you could tell by the video, but I am struggling to show you how to tie an FG knot with the camera between my face and the knot. So I'm essentially tying the knot looking through the camera. So it's a little difficult. The knot should look much better than the one that I'm tying. I'm just telling you right now, it should be a lot cleaner. So this knot's a little bit janky, but what I'm showing you, the technique that I'm showing you is what is the point of the video. It's not to show you how great of a knot I could tie. I'm trying to show you a technique that is going to change the way that you tie FG knots. You could tie them on the boat, you could tie them anywhere. Okay, so let's get back to the video. You do 20 wraps, 10 on the top, 10 on the bottom, and then you undo your little pinky finger. And you've got quite a long tag end here, depending on how much you need. You can just cut this thing down. This is what the knot looks like right now. Let's see if I can get it in focus before it's locked down. So you can actually release the fluoro part of it too. Now is the time that now what we're going to do is lock this knot in, and we're going to do that with a series of half hitch knots. Here's our braid tag end. Here's our fluoro tag end. Here's the braid main line right here. And then on the other side of all this right here, this is our fluoro leader. All right, so we're going to take this braid tag end and we're going to lock this knot in. And you're going to do that by creating a little half hitch around the fluoro. Okay, you're going to take that tag in, and we're going to lock that down. Okay. Now, this is the time when you put a lot of tension on that knot, and just make sure that you did it right. So pull it really good. Okay. And that is not going anywhere. So now we can finish this knot off. We're going to run a couple more half hitches around the fluoro and the braid. And then we're going to run a couple more half hitches after we trim the fluoro. All right, so you want to create a little tension on here and you want to pull your half hitch down. Okay. And then I always do 3 half hitches. It's good to keep a little bit of tension on the braid just so it makes it easier to pull down this half hitch, but you get it like this and then pull it down. All right, and now what we want to do is trim that fluoro. And you want to trim it as close as you can get. Okay, so it's pretty close. I mean, you could do it closer off camera. And then we're going to do a couple more half hitches just to lock that piece of fluoro in place. And I try to rotate some of these half hitches, go both ways with them. So it creates a nice little knot. All right, and now you've got your FG. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trim this tag end up a little bit. I'm going to leave a little bit out. I don't mind if it gets frayed like that, because that's a little long. Let me cut it a little shorter. Okay, that's not bad. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lock the knot in for good by burning that in. Okay, so now that tag end is pretty flush. I will say when you do this, make sure you use the blue. Use the blue part of your flame, not the yellow or orange. It's not as hot as the yellow and orange, and you can control it better. So there we have it. There it is. And if you pull on this thing, it will go nowhere. Nowhere. All right, so there it is. The FG knot using the pinky finger. I think it's a lot easier. I use the FG knot on pretty much everything. The only time that I will use like an Alberto knot in place of an FG is when I'm using really, really thin line. I think that transition point is somewhere around a 10-pound braid. Once you get that thin with the 10-pound braid, and you're tying it to a 8-pound, say, fluoro leader, there's not enough bite in that fluoro. I mean, I've done it and it's worked, but that right there is kind of that transition point. You go any lighter than that, and you're going to want to do an Alberto knot. Typically, I'm using the FG knot for transitions between 50, 40, 30, 20-pound braid and 20, 12, 10, 8-pound fluoro. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and share button and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming, and it's going to be more like this, where we're going to show you some little hacks on how to either save money or just become a better fisherman. Thank you.